Short yet exciting decimal note is, what do we do with whole numbers when we add or subtract? And I suppose the very one important thing to remember is this. Let's say I've got this. Let's say I have 4.3 plus 2. 4.3 plus 2. Well, if you look in your notes, when you add or subtract decimals, what is the rule? There should be a little rule there. It's like only 2 or 3 words. Peter, it is to... Yeah, you need to line up the decimals. That should be the rule that you have in your notes there, highlighted and in bold. Which leaves us with a problem there, because if you look at the number 2, there is no decimal there. Okay. There is no decimal in the number 2. So what is a 5th grade math student to do? Well, Nick says probably what?
You can just add a 0.0 after the 2.
Okay, and that's what we're going to highlight here. Write this down in big, bold, beautiful letters. If a number does not have a decimal, it, oh, I guess maybe I should do it like this. Put 1 on the far right side. Okay, and this is where I see people get confused. Sometimes they put a decimal in front of the 2, but it never goes in front of the 2. If you have the number 2, the decimal for the number 2 goes at the far right side of it. And then like Nick said, if you want to add zeros, you always can. So when I'm writing this problem out, 4.3 plus 2, the decimal in 2 goes right there, so those are all lining up there. And you can put a 0 there if you like, you don't need it there. But, and then in your answer, that decimal lines up there as well. So you end up with a 3 and a 6.3. It's probably a bigger deal when we come up with subtraction there. But any whole number, you can put a decimal in it by putting it at the end. You know, it's like this. Sometimes people write, you know, if something costs $6, a lot of times they just write it as a dollar sign in front of a 6. But if we're writing in dollars and cents, it is $6. That's probably the proper way to write $6, because you can always put a decimal after it and add zeros. Let's look at another example or two. How about this one? Let's do a subtraction problem. 12.4 minus 5. 12.4 minus 5. Okay, and just be careful, because a lot of times I see people writing a problem like this. They'll go 12.4 and then go minus 5. You will get the problem wrong if you do that. Why? Okay, because the decimal that you can't see in 5 goes right here, and our rule is we have to line up the decimals. So this actually needs to be slid over here, and the decimal needs to go here, so they line up. And then again, like Nick said, you can put your decimal there. Now when you subtract it, 0 from 4 is 4, and 5 from 12 is 7. The answer is 7.4. You'd get a way wrong answer if you left that 5 over there. Okay. How about another one? I can tell you're mesmerized by this little thing. How about 8 plus 3.2 plus 1.63. Go ahead and do that problem for me. 8 plus 3.2 plus 1.63. Oh, yeah. Do whatever you need to. You want to clean it? You want a paper towel? Mouth to mouth? What do you need? What do you get when you get this all done now?
Yep.
What do you do when you add all these together? What do you get? Gary, what'd you come up with? 12.83, let's take a look. Well, 8 doesn't have a decimal, so we have to put one in there, we'll put one right there. Everything lines up on there, so you get 3.2 and 1.63. And your answer, the decimal's gonna go there. Feel free to add zeros as needed to make it look pretty. 0, 0 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 8 plus 3 plus 1, 12. 12.83. Questions on that? Feel like it's something that's relatively easy to do? Shouldn't give you too much trouble.